There's a little webcomic meme that I like, where this couples and couples therapy, and the husband's like, she said she was gonna divorce me if I keep doing Borat impressions, and the therapist's like, who said? And he's like, my wife. We are here again.
Yeah.
This may be on a different day that you're listening to this, but we recorded this right after recording a spooky podcast. Yep. However, this may go up. Who knows when? But we're talking about Borat 2.
Yeah.
Because it just came out. And the number one question on some of y'all's mind is it funny?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It fucking absolutely is.
It is. Yeah. I was worried because I was like, man, it's been 14 years. I hope this isn't bad. I hope this is, he has a lot of material to work with in today's climate, but I hope it's not just like an hour and a half of like, well, this should have bon more of like a skit or like a YouTube video.
Yeah.
That, not a whole movie. No, I don't feel that way at all.
A second Borat movie coming out in 2020.
Yeah.
One of the worst years and one of the most disappointing movie years, I'd say. Well, 2020, 2019. There's been a trend for me personally where like every kind of big thing that I've been expecting has semi-sucked. Or like just wasn't that good. Borat finally kind of breaks that.
Yeah.
I was so worried that this was gonna suck, and it doesn't.
No, yeah.
It somehow recreates that exact feeling that I had while watching the first one of, this is the funniest shit that I've ever seen. Yeah. Borat 1 is what I would consider like probably top 5 comedies of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I'm not sure where it ranks. Maybe number 2. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what number 1 is right now, but I don't know if it's Borat. Shit, might be. But with that on the table, it's like, well, how good is Borat 2?
It's incredible.
If Borat's number 2, Borat 2 is number 3 on the top 5.
Yeah.
It's right up there. We won't say anything about the jokes because you know, much like a horror movie, you don't want to know when you're going to get scared.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what's going to scare you.
Right.
You don't want to know what's going to make you laugh. They do shit in here that, Sacha Baron Cohen's all about pushing limits. Mm-hmm. And there's shit in here where it's like, oh, so he's just going to keep pushing that.
Yeah.
So he has already crossed the line and he's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
All right. I'm for it.
These are just... Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the situations and the people he gets on camera. But, yeah, there are situations where you're like, oh my God, he's going to do this. And it's just like, you're laughing, but then you're also like, this is so awkward. But then you're laughing even more.
Yeah, and sometimes you're laughing... because you kind of know where it's going.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the setup and realize, like, oh, fuck, this is where it's going to go. And it does. And you wonder, how the hell does he keep getting away with this?
For such a raunchy, such a irreverent, such a, like, let's offend everyone kind of movie, it's a sweet movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a...
Well, let's get into the plot a little bit.
Okay.
It has to do with one. It's pretty meta.
Yeah.
You wonder, how is Borat gonna get away with making another Borat movie if everybody knows who the fuck Borat is? Mm-hmm. And they make that a part of the plot. Yeah, everybody does know who that is. Mm-hmm. So they kind of do this thing where they play with disguises, or for the first half, they kind of just accept that people know who he is walking around, and it works. And it's also picking up after the real life damage that the first movie did.
Yeah.
Where Kazakhstan was not happy about it. Mm-hmm. So this is like, you know what? You fucked up. You have to go back to America and get Mike Pence
Right.
to think that we're cool, because Donald Trump seems to think that a lot of dictators are cool. So
Yeah.
Kazakhstan should be one of them too.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're gonna be going over there. You're gonna deliver Mike Pence this monkey.
Yep.
But even with that setup, it ends up being a father-daughter adventure.
Yeah.
Which
It does.
not something that I was expecting going into Borat 2. I also hadn't seen the trailer at all.
Yeah.
And
I've only seen like TV ads.
And I'm pretty sure it does mention that in the trailer.
Yeah.
But you think, how is this going to work? That sounds so annoying. And it's not. It works totally well. It works so well that the actress playing Borat's daughter is just as good as Sacha Baron Cohen. Possibly even better.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay. Just as good.
Yeah, I think they work well together. It's amazing to me to think that they shot this movie in secret, so you couldn't really say like, hey, we're holding auditions for the new Borat movie, everybody come in. Like, they had to find this girl in another country.
Yeah, she is an actress.
Yeah.
I mean, well, obviously. But I mean, it's like, she's well known in, I want to say, Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Where she's from, and she's done smaller foreign films. So she's not like this completely invisible person, but to the United States,
yeah,
you know, of course, we've never heard of her. And it totally works for these scenarios where you need to convince people that you're not an actress right now.
Yeah. And she kills it.
Yeah, she totally convinces. She has the same level of timing.
Yeah.
And just like comedic punctuation that Sacha Baron Cohen has as Borat.
It's a great fit.
Yeah, and it leads.
She's totally game for it as much as Sacha Baron Cohen.
This has a lot of the same things as Borat, as the first Borat, in the sense that it's just really exposing people and how horrendous they can be.
Yep.
Because it's like, yeah, sure, we're being offensive, but what's worse? The fact that there's an abortion joke? Or the fact that this abortion doctor is like, nah, you can't go through with this because of my own, like, religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Like, nah, these are some bad people. Like, what's worse? A guy who is parading around his daughter as, like, an object? Or this real-life surgeon who is a total fucking creep?
Oh, the plastic surgeon?
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, we'll just leave it at that. There's shit in here where it's like, you gotta see it to believe it.
Yep.
Because
there are scenes where
by
you're just
all
like,
means,
what the hell is that?
This shouldn't be happening.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, fuck it, I believe it. I'm sure this was 100% real.
He goes to, like, different states where, I mean...
Much like the first one, yeah.
We're in Chicago, as we mentioned before in the first episode. And we're a pretty liberal city. I mean, I'm not saying we're, like, hardcore, like, far left, like, people, but...
Right. We're not assholes, is essentially what we're saying.
He goes to these states where it's like, it's a completely different world.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is still the same country?
And it kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, did he get away with it by saying this is like it really just seems like the people that he interviews have no idea what a foreigner is.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how he convinces them to do these really just weird things. Mm-hmm. Like, there are jokes in here that are funny and hilarious, but also, like, uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many uncomfortable moments where I can't understand what I'm seeing, but it's so great.
There's a right-wing concert scene where it's
that what I would just say is funny.
Yeah, where it's just like, there's a shot in there where I'm just like, oh, they had to blur that guy out because he would have been fucked.
No wonder he didn't sign off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's also shit where it's like, in all the segments where it's not supposed to be reality, where it's supposed to be like the story,
mm-hmm.
those are all funny too.
Yeah.
which I was kind of expecting. Like, I think the ones from Borat aren't the best. Like, there's some stuff between Azamat and Borat that's really funny.
Yeah.
But then there are other things where it's like, let's go to the next skit.
Okay.
And here I felt that I'm liking all this. Like, this has funny jokes within itself.
Yeah.
And it also has a good message about somehow has a good message about feminism and breaking past, growing as a human and realizing that, you know what, these antiquated rules maybe should be dead by now.
And obviously I'm not going to talk about it, but the ending has a joke in it where you're just like, it calls back to the first one, and it also kind of makes a comment on what's happening now in America, and it's just like that I don't want to say it, but that it works really well.
Yeah, so go out and check it out. This was so great. You will not believe the shit that they get away with.
Yeah,
including the incredible climax. That's another one where I would say, like, this has kind of above the first one. Mm-hmm. Like, the first one has a good ending too
with Pamela Anderson.
But the shit that they do in this one,
it
is literally making the news.
Yeah,
like, you've probably already heard of it, but don't worry, that's not enough to ruin it.
No,
it's so amazing watching it go down.
Yeah.
Fuck Rudy Giuliani.
Right, yeah, exactly. Fuck Rudy Giuliani.
I try to say that as often as I can.
There was a Michael Che, the Saturday Night Live joke they did on Weekend Update where Michael Che was like, man, I don't know if you're going to laugh at this because it is Saturday Night Live and you hate that.
I like Michael Che, though.
where he goes like, man, what the hell happened to Rudy Giuliani? At first he was, the mayor of 9/11. Now he's like the 9/11 of mayors.
All right, that's pretty funny. Well, now this is going to get taken down for copyright infringement.
Damn it, Lorne Michaels.
I jokingly give movies 5 out of 5 on our regular themed episodes. But this also gets a 5 out of 5 because it genuinely deserves it.
Yeah.
I mentioned before, I went to go see Borat at an age that I probably should not have seen. And I was genuinely worried, like, is it going to have that same type of magic feeling that I had?
Yeah.
And yeah, somehow it does.
Yeah.
This is the funniest comedy of the year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, not a lot of movies have been released this year.
Okay, but even in terms of, like, other comedies that have been out, I can't imagine one that's funnier than this. And this is also just one of the best movies of the year, too. With all the shit that it does. It's, like, in terms of filmmaking, pretty wild.
Yeah.
It does all that shit that I like, where it's like, I'd rather watch a movie that does shit that I've never fucking seen than something that does tropes really well.
He did it again. It's crazy to think that, but like, yeah, it's because you think about it, 2006, long ass time ago. Maybe not long, like 20 years, but it's more than a decade. And you think like, I guess that's the whole trend right now in Hollywood is like making more than a decade old sequels.
Yeah.
But this one, and it's always kind of like, ooh, I hope, like Coming to America, I hope it's good. Blade Runner was amazing. Halloween was all right. But this one, it just soars. Like, it really is just one of those movies where you're like, that was way better than I hoped it was going to be.
Yeah.
Or thought it was going to be.
I was going to mention something else, and I totally forgot. But it doesn't matter. Your rating?
Oh,
1 out of 5.
What?
Nah.
Yes, this movie is great success. Very nice.
I knew it was coming. Just get out of your system.
I don't know. 9 out of 10. 10 out. I don't know. For 10 out of 10, I feel like it needs to be like
a perfect fucking movie.
Not perfect, but like, what the hell? I need to tell everybody. And, well, actually, I would tell... Well, okay, maybe not my mom.
You don't want your mom to see this?
She hasn't seen the first one. That's the thing about my mom is that we watch... I mean, the comedies that we've watched recently. I mean, I watched Palm Springs with her. That's a little raunchy, but not really. She wants to watch The King of Staten Island. I mean, my mom is not really.
A film buff.
No, she's not really easily. Well, maybe not easily offended, but like it doesn't bother her when there's like a lot of sex jokes and I'm here. It's like, Jeff, I've seen it all, and so I don't know. Maybe I should show her the first one and the second one, and then she'll be like, "What have you done to me? Who is this man?"
She just goes on a crusade to destroy all film because she thinks that it has corrupted you. Yeah, go check it out. You probably already have.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, fucking go do it right now. Stop listening.